With double XP just around the corner, I think now is a brilliant time to take a look at some of the best skills to train during double XP live on RuneScape 3. For all of you who are interested, I think we'll get straight into the video, no faff in this one, and let's look at number 1. So the skill I would prioritize the highest, or the skill that I would want to train if I didn't have it maxed, or if I didn't have 120 summoning, then it would definitely be, of course, as we mentioned, summoning. Summoning is one of those skills that requires charms, which take you time to be able to not only get the charms themselves, meaning that you are limited by the amount of supplies that you have within your inventory or your bank or whatever you're doing. You are limited by the amount that you have, and so if you can get double XP on the required charms that you have, then you will essentially not need to collect as many charms, meaning that not only are you getting double the experience on the time that you're taking training the skill, but also in gathering those supplies. So not only will you be getting double experience, in theory, essentially you're saving half the time that you would need to actually be able to get the charm, because you are speeding up that process and you're only using the one charm for every 2 that you would have required. So that is why the skill is perfect. It means you don't have to waste your time getting as many charms from 1 to 99. I would only really recommend training summoning during the period of double XP. Definitely stock up on your summoning supplies well in advance of any double XP release. Now is probably not the best time, to be honest with you, if you do want to stock up on those summoning supplies. Number 2 on the list is, of course, probably to no one's surprise, Herblore. Herblore is a fantastic one. It's just because it costs so much to be able to train, and that is probably why a lot of people go for Herblore. It's really fast actually when you get to the high tier levels, but it does cost a bomb if you want to be able to get to those high tier levels in the first place. And yes, you can make money, but often it's making those unfinished potions, which, to be honest with you, is probably the best to do during double XP. So it's a counterintuitive thing. If you want to make money, then you probably should be doing it during double XP, but if you want to advance in level, then you probably want to be doing it during double XP as well. So yeah, it's a trade-off. Do you want to make money, or do you want to lose loads of money by training it up? But anyway, Herblore. Definitely a fantastic one. Make sure that you get your supplies well in advance of double XP. Of course, if you are going to be buying in the hype just before double XP gets sort of released, that's probably one of the worst times to buy your supplies. Obviously, try and keep your supplies stocked up throughout the entire year, so when double XP comes around, it doesn't really make much of a difference to you, because you would have bought it at non-inflated prices due to the announcement of double XP. But yeah, certainly a fantastic one to be doing. You want to be able to just grind out as much Herblore XP as possible and get to 99, because that is where the high-end content potions come from, and it allows you to do so much more with your PVM, and I would really recommend getting to 99 first using double XP. Maybe controversially, as number 3, I think Dungeoneering. Because this is a skill that, especially if you're a solo player, this is really, really crucial for you, because I hated grinding through the dungeons. I thought it was so annoying having to go through all of the different dungeons, having to do it all yourself. When you get into a group, it's very nice, and when you can have all of the boosts from the XP boost that you get, and when you purchase them with Dungeoneering tokens, and if people are doing that, you can get group bonuses and stuff like that, which all stack on top of the double XP, meaning that you get tons of XP when you get towards the higher levels. Training it on double XP weekend means that you essentially don't have to do as much of the floors, and so you don't have to spend as much time going through all of those terrible floors in order to be able to advance to the next level, because you can only do so many floors within one rotation before you have to kind of prestige or reset your floors to be able to get the XP bonus back. And so if you're getting more XP per floor, it means by the time you get to rotating back to the next one, you'll be a way higher level than you would have been previously. And that is why I think Dungeoneering is really, really crucial. Obviously, you could chop and change it depending on whether you're more focused on money within the game, whether you want to save more money by doing a skill within double XP, or whether you want to train it so that you don't have to spend so much time and effort going through the skill motions and going through all of the process of doing all of like the dungeoneering or archaeology or whatever you want to be training. I think number 4 on this list is probably one of those that you could swap and change yet again, but in my opinion, having done divination, you probably realise how tedious this skill is, and if you can manage to just basically AFK for the entire double XP live event, which you can do now with divination, making it since the most recent updates to the skill where you can basically AFK for longer. You've got different things where you can get with archaeology relics and all of the sort of stuff related to divination, whereby, you know, you don't have to spend as much time looking at your screen and clicking on all of the memories around. Yeah, I think that has definitely helped out the skill, meaning that it's probably more useful for those of you who are wanting to just not really bother with double XP live, don't really take it too seriously, but what you can do is just whack on your computer, click on a thing every couple of minutes and not pay much attention, and just use up the time that you have on your double XP live counter to be able to get as much of that XP throughout the entirety of your divination grind from 1 to 99, or potentially, if you're crazy, going from 99 to 120. Coming in at number 5, of course, I think that this one is probably the most beneficial to do during double XP in terms of the resources that you're saving and the amount of kind of interaction that you have to have, or the most time that you're having to spend super focused within the game, and that is of course construction. Yes, you could basically go with some of the plank making or furniture, but to be honest with you, if you want to get the highest double XP rates, then you definitely will want to be doing active construction in your house, building loads of different things. I think wardrobes used to be pretty good, and then you get prawn brokers, which are fantastic, and that's probably what I did to level 99. But yeah, during double XP, the XP rates can be upwards of 1 million XP per hour, which of course means that you have plenty of other time to get other skills ranked up as well, and definitely focusing on construction saves on both the materials, which is basically a buyable skill which costs you a ton of money if you aren't doing it on double XP with the reduced costs, or essentially saves you a lot of active, super intensive clicking and stuff like that if you are doing the more active methods of construction. Now, before we close off the end of the video, I want to make sure that I haven't discounted any of the key things that you want to be doing during double XP, and that is basically, if you are interested in agility, a lot of you will probably be really miffed that I haven't included that within the top 5, or the top 5, but basically, if you want to get to 99 agility, I didn't prioritize it whatsoever during any of my double XP. I didn't prioritize it during anything that I was doing. I essentially used all of my lamps, stars, any of my oddments to be able to get lamps and stars, any of my free XP that I had from various different quests, any lamps that I got from quests. I then had Silverhawks that you'll be seeing in Treasure Hunter so much recently, and the crash of the Silverhawks, meaning that you can just whack a load of them on during the entire double XP event. So when you're doing skills like summoning, herblore, you'll be getting that agility XP during that, and so you don't have to actually do very much agility from 1 to 99. In fact, I probably only spent maybe 10 hours in the entire 1 to 99 agility training, actually training the skill itself. Yes, it's probably faster if you do it by actually training agility, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't really recommend it, to be honest, because I would rather focus on all of the other different skills and get agility up in the background of all of that happening, rather than do it the other way around, where I have to be more click intensive doing the agility training methods. So there we go. I think that is kind of all of the key things that I think you should probably train first. Obviously, you have things like archaeology that may be able to just save up all of those relics that you get from the double excavation rate. But essentially, you're still going to have to be using all of your supplies, so it's not saving you any money, and so it kind of gets lower down in the list. But there we go. Of course, let me know what you think about the top 5 skills to train during double XP, and if you want to check out more RuneScape 3 guides, then there will be plenty on this channel coming up in the future, and of course some of them in the past. So have a look at those. Hopefully you do enjoy them, and I hope to see you in one of those videos very, very soon. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.